Hey everybody, it is Sunday, July 3rd, and today I'm trying to make a little progress on this ongoing compost project. It's always changing. I'm always trying to make upgrades to it, and it's definitely far from ever being finished. I don't know if it ever will be finished. I'm always trying to make improvements on it, but today what I'm going to finally be doing is adding the aeration tubes to this bin here. This bin already has one. I've been meaning to add this in, but I've been waiting to empty this out. Well, I really haven't been waiting. I haven't gotten around to emptying it out until now. Anyway, so this sits just a little bit too high. Actually, that one's okay. I'll probably trim it just a little bit anyway. No, that one's just perfect, I think. But this one sits too high. So anyway, all these do is add airflow, and there's going to be 2 fans sitting on top of each of these bins, and they have battery backup power, but then also the solar power. So on really hot days, the worms don't get cooked, and also to constantly provide some airflow so we don't get any anaerobic digestion, any anaerobic bacteria starting to grow. And I think there was some anaerobic bacteria developing in there, because it was getting a little bit smelly, but it really wasn't that bad. It was actually, don't need to put that. I can take this inside and trim them down. And trim this one down at least. I'll give you a look at. No one to put anything here. Right. Give you a look at the stuff that was on the bottom. Can't spin it. Sorry, one moment. There we go. Hey, go down any further. Okay, so this is all the muck that has been building up on the bottom. This is everything that the worms and all the other little bugs have been eating in there. You still see some remnants of food, the stuff that's harder to break down, the eggshells, and the sticks don't break down as quickly, especially if they're left pretty much intact. So I left some of those sticks pretty much whole so that they could provide some airflow. You know, they'll help prevent things from getting too compact in there. They'll provide some structure and keep air cavities, air pockets open. Anyway, this is I have not been keeping track of how many compost changes I've done, so I should start doing that from now on. You can see there's a worm there. This tub had a lot more worms in it. I think some of them either died or escaped because the conditions weren't optimal. Although, if they did escape, I typically would see them because in the past, when I had a bunch of worms, sometimes I would find them on the floor. They couldn't get far before they would, dry up. So I wonder if lizards maybe were eating them, because we've got some lizards that like to hang out here, especially with the little flies that like to swarm around. They'll just sit on top of the lid and wait for a meal to come to them. So maybe they were eating the worms that came out. Who knows? But at least now I know there still are some worms alive in here, which I'm happy about, because they could repopulate as long as they all don't die off. In fact, they could repopulate pretty quickly. This tub up here, I'm sure if this tub had some worms left in it, I'm sure this one still does too, because that one actually does have the aeration in it. So it should have been a more optimal environment than this one. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go inside, cut that pipe down a little bit, and then add it in.